Good day to you, partner. I'm Guy, and I can already tell that I'll be your best friend in this
I
facility.
want you to hit me as hard as you can.
Hey guys, Wheat Solo here. I am. This is. I don't know how to put this. I'm the Skeleton King, okay? Wheat Solo here, aka the Skeleton King. But if you look at this screen, it looks like I'm a little bit of a bastard king right now. I don't have a father. I don't have a surname, okay? I'm playing my own build. I'm still refining it. By the way, one caveat, it's very cold right now, so I'm wearing gloves, and I'm also not used to my pot keybinds. So don't judge me too hard on the gameplay. It's pretty rough. I've also been not playing D2 at all. This is like a 160 density map, good mods, a lot of extra damage. That's not too much of a problem. It's not ideal, but I mean it's better than max life, and it's better than like IAS and crap like that. Okay. So it's not a great map, but it's like good enough to start testing on. Right, 150. I'd like to go 200 to 300 and test this build more. I'm still running Act 1 Merc. Act 5 Merc is busted right now. Act 5 Merc. So there's really no point in testing with him, because even if they don't like nerf anything, his might value is higher than it should be. So it's like using him just kind of misleads you. Also, I don't really even need it. This is a max summoner build, max amp, and I don't like playing that way. I've always said that I would never play that way. And that is still kind of true. In general, I would make, a summon build with curses, skeletons, to support a group. Skeletons are just the tankiest minions in the game at higher skill levels, and curses actually make you useful in a group, while your summons don't do much at all. But in Players 1, I've always said, max summoner is better with max amp. So right here, real quickly, because I know I'm going to get bothered, 20 skeletons, 20 skeleton mastery, max golem mastery, max revives, 1 point in the desecrate, because it's just easy. And by the way, my Merc almost died there. I didn't even notice that. I remember watching her and going, wow, she's doing pretty good with all these minions up. But yeah, that one time she almost died. 1 point in the desecrate. For one, it is a synergy, and two, it just makes your life easier trying to get revives, which is dog shit. There is one caveat to this build. Getting Moonlords takes, what do you think, maybe 2 minutes on average? Like, doing your snapshot swap takes you less than a minute. Honestly, I've timed it. It takes me 30 seconds when I'm, like, grooving. I go, summon skeletons, buff, swap. It's 30 seconds. Dealing with revives and the revives you want takes a lot longer. Now, you don't really need Moonlords. They're kind of overrated. The reason I want them is because revives do really good damage right now. And they do good damage. And they're pretty tanky too. But the thing that makes them so good is the frenzy. Not for the attack speed, because they still have to frame lock. I mean, look at them. They'll attack and nothing, attack nothing. That doesn't really help. What really helps is the fact that they move faster. But honestly, you could just use Dark Lancers are great. There's a few really good revives. Almost died there. What else? Oh, and then max amp, right? So, I'm wearing Eternity. I don't think you really have to, because one of the annoying things about this build is my revives will die before I finish the map. I think if I fine-tune this better, considering I can run the map as quickly as I do, Eternity is probably the right option. The issue is Eternity is a really shitty weapon, but Larix is a really shitty weapon. But Larix is a bit better. It has 20 FCR, has better stats that just work for you when you're playing a summon build. It would kind of be something that doesn't really matter in the end, because I'm wearing Eternity and doing fine. I do have a tanky swap. It's not great, but as you can see, I'm not, except for that one time, I haven't really been too scared of dying. I don't even know my keybinds very well. My play is very erratic. I'm attacking enemies right there. I'd honestly rate my play as pretty choppy. I think at points, I felt like I was playing well. I don't know if that would come across. Maybe Top Nub tomorrow can tell me if I was playing well at any point or not. But I feel like at some points I got into a flow, and there's definitely a flow with being a summoner. One of the annoying things is it's kind of weird. Like, you want to stomp because summons just like, they do nothing. But then you don't want to stomp because the way summons work right now is you have so many, and there's my just dog shit play right there. They do enough damage that you only need a couple hitting an enemy. So you do want them to fan out. But it's like, basically you kind of just get like a sense of whether you should stomp or whether you should kind of let them mingle off on their own. Regardless, this is a 7-minute RoB that's more full clear than any summon build I typically run. I would say I'm 95% all enemies are dead. And I don't mean that lightly. In fact, I think it could be higher than that. What's the future for this? The future is, for one, something might get nerfed. I don't think anything about this is busted. I think, actually, you want my opinion, the biggest issue right now would be skeletons, and their extremely high base damage. And the second part would be revives. Not necessarily because I think revives are too good. It's that there are a few builds that use revives, which makes me afraid of how good revives are right now. I don't think it would help Corpse Explosion, maybe a bit, but Poison and Corpse Explosion being helped at all by revives is a little bit of a worry. I still think Clay Golems are just the overall best summon in the game. They're just reliable. They probably do as much damage as those Moonlords. But Revive is a synergy or a 20-point wonder, kind of. All right, Skelly King out. GG.
What do you want me to do? You just want me to hit